It's the Morning Drive on Mira Business FM. You can find us online on the website mirabusiness.fm, on YouTube and across socials. Give us a subscribe. We always appreciate it. Now to Dubai Airshow. Today we're going to be looking at one of the most exciting shifts happening in aviation and logistics. The Abu Dhabi-based LODD, L-O-D-D Autonomous, is emerging as a global leader in autonomous cargo aircraft, and their UAE-engineered hybrid VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing, HILI, is now attracting major partnerships with Emirates, Etihad Cargo, Aramex and international operators across Africa, the UK and Asia Pacific. Now, joining us to talk about this and what it means for the future of cargo movement is Rashid Al-Manai. He's the CEO of LODD Autonomous. More than 25 years in aerospace and a career spanning national programs and global aviation projects. He's leading the UAE's push into next-gen logistics. Rashid, it's a pleasure to have you joining us on Mira Business FM.
Good morning, and the pleasure is mine to have me in your program.
Thank you. Congratulations, first of all, on everything that's going on. I know the air show is busy. I know we've got limited time. I'll try to stick to the script. But I wanted to start, Rashid. You've just conducted the first test flight of your aircraft, HILI, at Abu Dhabi Autonomous Week. It's an autonomous aircraft, fully engineered here in the Emirates. It can carry, it's staggering this, 250 kilos, over 700 kilometers. How is this going to change the way goods are delivered compared to the way we do it right now?
I mean, our vision is to redefine the logistics, the future of logistics, and solve key inefficiencies in today's traditional logistic system. We have made a very detailed analysis before we start the program, and we have realized that the middle mile is the bottleneck for today's cargo supply chain. So today, the shipment, in order for it to reach or to be moved within the middle mile, it have to go through a very complex steps and phases. With the HILI, this aircraft will be able to move cargo directly from a regional warehouse to a distribution warehouse, directly without the requirement of moving to a complex infrastructure or an airport. So we are unlocking the speed and reach of air freight without the need of airports.
I can see by the smile there that, you know, there is a great deal of excitement. I've seen the press photos of the launch of HILI, but it must be, I guess, pretty exciting when you get to this point in a project and you're starting to see that at some point very soon this is going to come into fruition. This is working. How does that feel?
I mean, for me personally, it's a realization of a dream that I started maybe 30 years ago when I initiated my education in aerospace engineering in the US. I worked in the US, and I always wanted to see an innovative project like this in the UAE. For the UAE, I think it's a national innovation milestone.
I think it really is. I mean, you've already announced major partnerships with, I listed a few just now, Emirates, Etihad, Aramex, some global operators. What do those deals mean, not just to you, but what do they mean for the future of cargo movement in this region?
I mean, when we initiated this project, we did not just want to come up with a high-tech aircraft. We looked into what are the problems that currently being faced by the cargo logistics companies, and we try to serve them in its core. So these projects or these signatures and these partnerships that we are establishing with these leading aviation businesses, just a testament and a validation that our solution solves their problems. And I can tell you, we have just started talking to customers only 2 months ago. And most of these companies that we have signed, either in the UAE or internationally, have just taken from us 1 or 2 meetings. And this just to validate how vital the solution that we are bringing to the cargo ecosystem.
Can I ask you a brief question about customers? We've seen an explosion of customers for automated logistics solutions in recent years. I mean, there are so many possibilities for delivery, and we're all kind of aware of that. If it's just a simple food delivery, for example, for a range of industries as well, e-commerce, freight forwarders, healthcare, companies in the UAE and beyond. Aside from the cargo operators, who are you talking to, looking to talk to, who may consider a service, like this that you're able to offer?
I mean, we'll always be this size of an aircraft will always be providing service to B2B kind of service.
Mm-hmm.
It will serve sectors, as you have mentioned, mainly e-commerce, pharmaceutical or medicine, offshore, and delivery to rural and humanitarian areas. Today, I think the e-commerce will lead due to the advanced demand and high demand from the e-commerce to deliver quickly. Secondly, there have been a lot of pilot projects either made here in the UAE or internationally for e-commerce. And I believe the e-commerce will lead and the other sectors will follow.
In terms of markets, Africa, the UK, Asia Pacific, LODD is expanding rapidly. Which markets might see real operations first, and why might that happen?
I mean, we all understand that the operation of these heavy air cargo logistics are today is restrained by regulations worldwide.
Yeah.
Today we see early building blocks by EASA or by FAA, but we don't have a global pathway for certifying or flying autonomous aircrafts. Here, it's slightly different in the UAE, where we are working very closely with the government, and the leadership is pushing to get the regulations established for heavy air cargo logistics. So personally, I believe the UAE will lead the race into getting those advanced air mobility, either passenger or cargo, before anybody. But that will still we'll see some operations in Africa and UK under experimental approvals.
What's the biggest question, Rashid, that businesses ask you when they first consider, I mean, just considering the idea of autonomous cargo aircraft is one thing, but what are the questions that you're facing?
I mean, it's the typical two questions that people in the logistics service want to know. How much it will take to connect a certain route, and
Mm-hmm.
what is the cost
Sure.
for kilogram per kilometer. And when we showcase the reduction in time and reduction in cost that we can provide versus the traditional long haul aircrafts to do air cargo, people would end up signing immediately.
Let's look ahead a little bit. When do you expect HILI to be operating regularly within commercial logistics networks?
So there is a lot of hype in our stand. We are the most busiest stand as per the Dubai Airshow organizations. But we need to realize that, yes, we have been working. We have delivered this project in 18 months. We flew last Thursday. That was a big achievement, a milestone to validate that what we have been doing is correct and working. But we still need to test this aircraft to validate safety and operational capabilities. So over the next 6 months, we'll do that. Following in Q2 of 2026, we'll be working with partners, as we have announced, like Etihad, Emirates, and others internationally, to enter into an experimental operation. So hopefully by Q2 of 2027, we'll see initial operating of the HILI in the civilian airspace.
So coming to a town near you, HILI, in 2027, perhaps even sooner.
You'll see it flying commercially in airspace close to you in next year.
Do you know?
But under experimental operations.
Well, look, congratulations. Rashid Al-Manai is the CEO. He is the man, I guess, behind LODD Autonomous. HILI is the aircraft, live from Dubai Airshow. Rashid, really appreciate you joining us. Thank you for being with us on Mira Business FM.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Rashid Al-Manai at Dubai Airshow, the CEO of LODD Autonomous. This is Mira Business FM.